Hi everyone, I'm Fawaz, the developer behind Nexora. Nexora is an app-first financial control layer for autonomous AI agents and USDC applications. It combines Circle Dev-controlled agent wallets, spending policies, paid API infrastructure, operator approvals, payment evidence notification, and treasury controls. For SaaS and paid APIs, you can think of its payment layer as Stripe-like infrastructure for onchain USDC with agentic specific controls around who can pay, how much they can spend, and what evidence the operator receives. A wallet gives an agent the ability to pay. It does not give the operator control over how that ability gets used. The operator still needs to answer practical questions. Which services can the agent buy? How much it can spend per request? Can concurrent requests exceed the same daily budget? Who approves a risky payment? What happens when the payment succeeds and service delivery fails? Nexora manages those decisions around the payment lifecycle. It is designed for developers building autonomous agents, paid APIs, SaaS products, marketplace, games, and automated USDC flows. The Nexora frontend and API coordinate service discovery, policy evaluation, payment intent, and approvals and receipts. Circle provides the managed agent wallet infrastructure. Nexora stores that wallet identifier and public address and sends signing requests through Circle wallet system. Nexora then uses one of the two payment paths, a gateway-based X402 payment or an ARC ledger settlement. The two payment paths produce different evidence. In the gateway part, a service returns HTTP 402 payment requirements. The agent wallet signs the required authorization. Nexora submits the payment and the service returns a gateway payment response. In the ARC ledger part, Nexora calls the settlement contract. The contract can check the registered policy, prevent replay, distribute the seller payment and platform fee, update publisher reputation, and emit an ARC settlement event. Nexora then keeps those proofs types separate. This agent uses a Circle Dev controlled wallet on ARC testnet. Nexora records the Circle wallet ID and public address. It does not store an exportable PV key for the agent. Circle managed wallet infrastructure processes the signing request. So I'm funding the test wallets with enough ARC testnet USDC for one successful service purchase and one policy rejection, and also policy rejection with cooldown. This policy allows the GitHub repo analyzer, which costs 0.05 USDC. So the transaction cap is 0.06 USDC. So this request fits within the payment limit, and the daily limit is set to 0.1 USDC. So I also configured a 30 seconds cooldown. So after the first payment, Nexora should reject another immediate request. Then policies can include transaction, daily, weekly, and monthly caps, services and recipient allow list, contract restrictions, expiry, cooldowns, and approval thresholds. So gateway request receive backend policy enforcement before the Circle wallet signs. ARC ledger settlement can also enforce registered policy inside the settlement transaction. Nexora handles notification as a separate workflow from settlement. A failed email or Telegram message cannot inverse a completed payment. Nexora notification settings required wallet-side authentication. Email setup uses OTP after verification. Nexora then binds that email address to the authenticated wallet. Another Nexora account cannot bind the same verified email address or Telegram bindings following the same unique Nexora. The delivery log records each notification attempt without changing the payment status. Nexora links the service request to payment evidence. So every service that is carried out in the marketplace, there's a receipt that shows the payment amount, the network, the service, the recipient, status, payment scheme, and available settlement evidence. Public receipts follow the selected privacy scope. They expose payment safe metadata and exclude private API output and exclude deliverables. Nexora also keeps the payment results separate from the service delivery results, and that separation supports investigations, refunds, and reconciliation when a provider receives payment but does not return the expected response. This page discovers services from the Circle Agent Marketplace and converts the selected service into a Nexora payment intent. So Nexora has service price, recipient, payment scheme, selected agent, and request input. So before creating an intent, we'll run a guard. The guard checks the current policy, the wallet, the network, the service, the recipient, price, spending window, and cooldown. So currently, as Nexora doesn't support any mainnet service, after running the guard, the transaction or the policy will block the transaction since there's no any settlement path to perform transaction or for users to use it to interact with the second agent marketplace. So after running the guard, Nexora will record the business request and send it to the approval queue, but it hasn't paid for the service yet. Save and manages idle USDC through a separate connected wallet treasury flow. The user selects an amount, approves the vault to use USDC when needed, and confirms the deposit. The vault issues shares representing the user's position. Now, Nexora presents conservative, balanced, and growth profiles as routing preferences. And in the current integration into Nexora, we've only integrated Celonet as the only vault route. Builders can integrate Nexora through a type export to SDK, facilitator endpoints, contracts, or the web console. A SaaS developer can wrap an API route, define its USDC price, and let an approved agent purchase access per request. Nexora's current live demo uses Arc testnets, base Sibulia, and Arbitrum Sibulia. Provide portability examples for Circle-supported payment components, while Arc remains the primary product and settlement environment. Nexora runs a TypeScript and Vim indexer against the configured Arc RPC. It indexes events from the X to ledger, the policy registry, the escrow, the save and vault, and the yield router. By default, the indexer waits for 2 confirmations. It scans up to 5,000 blocks at a time, maintains the cursor for each contract, and deduplicates events using the chain ID, the transaction hash, and log index. Nexora gives autonomous USDC applications a controlled payment life cycle. The operator defines the rules, the agent requests the service, Nexora evaluates and approves that payment, Circle or Arc Ledger settles it, and the operator receives evidence. Thank you very much for